Welcome back to episode 2 of Minish. Well, luckily, in the last episode, the audio was recording, and hopefully it is again. Unfortunately, I still can't hear it, but I love cutting these little things. I think they look like dead strawberries. These look like strawberry plants to me. Sorry, I like this game. It's very nostalgic. Sorry, I hope it's recording again, and if it is, we're gonna have a good episode. I did notice it was a little quiet compared to my voice, so I did turn it up just a tad. But on the bright side, because the audio was quiet enough, the rolling wasn't too annoying, so that's nice. So from the last episode, if you remember, you might have just watched it, you might have not just watched it. We are looking for someone who speaks Hylian. Let's go with that. Hylian, yeah. That's a language. That's later. And in order to do that, we are going to have to talk to this old guy. I've never seen an outfit like that before. Are you human? Oh my, it's been quite some time since any humans came here. My name is Festari. I watch the abbey as well as the shrine to the north. You seem to be having some trouble with our language, don't you? You could use a jabbernut. It will allow us to understand our tongue. Allow you to understand our tongue. You should be able to find one in the barrel house just south of here. Alright? So, I knew exactly where that was, but we do need to be told where it was before we can go in and get it. Because I believe this will no longer be blocked off. Yes. Okay, so here's the barrel house. There's a little guy, and there's the jabbernut, which, I mean, come on, you see it, right? Anyway.
Oh, Link! This must be the jabbernut Festari told you about. Well, you'd better eat it if you plan on making any progress at all.
You ate the jabbernut. Now you can understand the language of the Minish. It's that easy. Okay. Let's try it out.
So you've eaten the jabbernut, and you can understand us. The elders said that humans can no longer see us as they once could. It's amazing that you can see us.
It's because I'm a child. It's because I'm a young, supple child, just like the kid said I was. Said I was a good boy. Not to tell anyone. Okay, so I think we're supposed to talk to the elder now, and not the priest, and this is the elder's house. Oh, you speak our language! It's been quite a while since we've heard outsiders speak our tongue. We have little to offer you in these woods, but please, enjoy your stay.
Thank you for your offer, but we have no time to relax. My name is Islo. Islo? This child is Link. We need to break a curse that has been cast on the Princess of Hyrule. To do so, we'll need to reforge the broken Picori blade.
Yes, and you've come here hoping to have the blade reforged. Well, if that's what you're after, you'll need 4 mystic elements. These elements are the crystalline forms of the energies of this world. Only by infusing the blade with these energies can a new blade be forged. Here, give me your map. I can mark where these elements can be found. Wow. Sorry, I was supposed to hit a button. The earth element can be found in the shrine to the north of Festari's Abbey. Speak with Festari. He will show you the path to the shrine's entrance. Go with caution. Evil creatures have lately made their home in our shrine. Return to me at once after you have found the earth element. Okay. So we have our mission. His voice stayed almost consistent, I hope. Get a repeat. And I forgot what I was saying, but we're going to talk to him and he's going to show us the way.
You wish to go to the shrine? Very well, this way. Vile beasts have settled in recently. Be careful, it's quite dangerous.
I thought the entrance to the shrine was over here for some reason. So where does this lead? Oh, just free heart container. Cool. I guess I didn't press all the way to the side of the screen. There's something over there, but we can't do that yet because we are very small and cannot swim. Mostly the can't swim part. But okay. So now we can go to the shrine, and we are in the Minish. We are in the Minish Woods. I don't know why I had to say that out loud. Is there a reason we can't get that heart container already? I'll have to go back for it, but remember it's there. Because I don't think we need to like swim or anything to get there. We just need to come back when we're big. Oh, okay, that doesn't lead anywhere. Alright, so let's begin our first temple, the Deepwood Shrine.
So this would be the Deepwood Shrine the Minish Elder spoke of. He said something about there being monsters inside, didn't he? Hey now, no reason to be afraid or anything. I'll be waiting right here. No, wait, what am I saying? I'm not letting you leave me alone out here.
Okay, a lot of spider webs everywhere. Obviously we can't break through them, and we're just gonna bounce off, but we'll get to that later. There's something about these graphics that are like, I guess I'm just used to like Link to the Past, where they're a little more 16-bit, and this is like 32-bit-ish graphics. But there's something about these graphics that are so like good. They look like almost like modern pixel art games. How they're like supposed to look kind of retro, but you can tell that like they're modern and you know, polished and good. Maybe like these animations are pretty good too. Like I feel, yeah, I got the key, man. I feel like there's like it almost looks like those like modern retro games because they're pretty good. Oh, yeah, I know I can pull it, dude. Okay, we were definitely getting into Navi territory with this game, unfortunately. I don't know how far we need to pull this, but we're just gonna pull it all the way so we don't fall in. Ah. Okay. I don't think we can kill this guy yet. Okay. Is that the only vine, or are there two vines? I guess that's it. So now when we go into this barrel, we can actually rotate it like this. We can't rotate it. There are two vines. Sorry. Yeah, there are two vines. So we're just going to kind of bat those away, but very easily enough, we will be able to get this vine as well, and then we will be able to rotate the barrel. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm hoping we kill those things. Or we are able to kill those things soon. Barrel just moved. See, you can rotate it. Like, that's pretty cool for a Game Boy game. Like, I know this is like the, ooh, look at the new technology kind of thing. Very much, but you gotta admit, that's kind of cool. It's a cool little mechanic, at least. Oh, that's... Boo. Okay. Get that heart. Okay, so now we have little handy-dandy markings on the floor that'll tell us exactly how far to go. Can we get that chest already? Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way across. I let go instead of letting go of the movement button. Okay. I don't think we need a big key, do we? That's just a map. That makes more sense. Okay. I'm gonna pull this mushroom one more time. We're gonna go into this next room. I feel like I'm not doing very good commentary for some reason. I'm just kind of describing what's happening, I guess. I'm a little distracted for some reason. Yeah, I understand that, man. Okay. So, yeah, easily enough, just push the pot over, do that. We can just push these statues. Dude, can you stop tutorialing? Okay. My bad. That's why he was telling me I could pull. Okay, got a small key. Okay. I'm back on track. I don't know where this key goes to, but it's a good thing we got it, right? Sorry, I thought my audio wasn't doing it for a second. Okay. Sorry. Can't figure out how to get through. There we go. Oh, I guess that was the key room. Alright, sorry, I had to fix some background stuff with the recording. Can I go up here? I can go up here. I don't want to go up here yet. This is a way of no return. Ooh, that's not good. That's not ideal. That's why that mark is there. Oof, okay. That's not helpful either. Okay. That's fine. Now we can go the rest of the way over like this. Good. Easy enough. Kill the slug. Kill that slug. You know, I'm actually gonna have to cut here because something is like distracting me horribly. So actually let me solve this puzzle and then I'll cut something because I don't know. I think I just need to like grab some water and take a rest for a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not a big deal. I think we're gonna get our first little teleporty thing. Nope, just a key. That makes more sense. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a cut here and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I took a little break. I feel a little better now. Maybe I'll have some shit. Never mind. I'm not even supposed to be going over there. Maybe I'll have a little bit more interesting things to say than just describing exactly what's going on screen. But, sorry, as I try to immediately not talk while I try to kill this ladybug. Look at that. They're not ladybugs. I've always just like thought of them as ladybugs, but they're distinctly not ladybugs. Please don't close behind me. Okay. Oh fuck. pots do anything? I don't think they do. Oh, they do. Okay, well that's helpful. At least we do have a way to take these guys out. I think this counts as the mini boss for this area. Sorry, I I just said I was gonna talk more about something than other than just describing what's going on in the game, but I remember story time, I guess. I remember that, you know, this was a childhood game for me. Ooh, you got the gust jar. Yay. Okay. And when I was, you know, a wee lad, I had a couple Game Boy games, and this, I might actually end up switching my buttons on this, or switching the, yeah, like that. You know, I had my little silver Game Boy SP as my first little gaming thing, and I had this game, but I left it. I left it while I was, you know, my sister was a Girl Scout, so I was, you know, probably elementary school, and they were having a Girl Scout meeting in the school, as is common, but I left it there, only for like an hour or two while we went to another room or something, I think. And, you know, when I got back, the you know, allegedly, because I'm not sure if this is actually what happened, but like the kids that would stay after school for the child care program because their parents were working. Oh, we've got shells. I believe, like, you know, one of them kind of made off with it, but I lost a few games in that. I don't remember exactly which ones, but I know it was Minish Cap, it was Yoshi Topsy Turvy, which was another one of my favorites that I was really upset about. But years later, I did get new copies of both of those, so that was nice. And the Minish Cap copy I got from a secondhand store was like frickin' $40, but I wasn't gonna get it at first, but it was I think it was worth it, because I'm glad I have like an original copy on original hardware, and it's just kind of, you know, it's something that I can say like, oh, I this is a piece of my childhood that I collected. So anyway, what we're doing right now is we're going back to the entrance to see if we can't use that blue teleporting pad to get that heart container, because I believe there should be, yep, that's how you get it. Okay. Also, it might be worth just going into those rooms as well before we do anything else. But a piece of heart. Okay. So let's check out what are in these, instead of going immediately back to what we were doing, because this is probably important. I don't think this is going to let us into this area over here. No, I think this is just a little preview of what's to come. I wonder what's on this side, though. Oh, okay, this is the entrance to the boss room. However, keep in mind we do not yet have the big key, so. Okay. So yeah, let's go get that stuff. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost thinking to myself here. I guess we went to every room, so we can just do the next thing. Sorry. That, if you remember, there's a web in the bottom of the barrel that we're gonna go active or uncover. But I was making sure that there was nothing else on this floor that we need to. Just a cool little shortcut too, and get right across the room. Did we? Okay. Sorry. So there should be an entrance somewhere. Any day now. Okay. And this is going to send us into a little area where I believe is a lily pad that we are going to land on. Oh, not land on, but it's right here for our enjoyment. Okay. Now what? Thanks. Great. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of zoom around like this, and I overshot it because I'm impatient. But one of the things I remember about this game is I also had Link to the Past on Game Boy, which I didn't know, and I found like years later. And it really was Four Swords that came with Link to the Past, and I could never play Four Swords because it required, you know, multiple systems, and I only had technically two, but I only had one copy of the game, and obviously no link cable. So I'd still kind of looking for a way to play that, but I don't think it's going to be plausible. Excuse me, really, ever. Which is unfortunate because I've played pretty much every mainline Zelda except the two Four Swords games. Yeah, that's accurate. I was thinking to myself, and that's I've played every one except the Four Swords games. And it's greatly disappointing that I will never really get the chance to finish that quest, but it's okay. Maybe they'll maybe there will be kind of a workaround someday that someone makes, but until then we will deal with having not played those ones. Got the compass, yay. So I feel like this game can feel like a little like basic, because the whole gimmick is like, oh, it's the small thing, like it's you know, tiny big world and you're tiny, and that's the whole like gimmick. But I think some of the like little environments and puzzles are really creative, and we'll get into more of that, especially towards the end of this dungeon. But I don't know, I think I'm sure that this is like a more common trope nowadays. Like games like It Takes Two does that kind of, like all these normal things are now interesting, and it kind of has this magical element to it as well. But I feel like this was definitely kind of unique in its time period. Oh, I remember what the shells are for now. Anyway, like, yeah, this was like kind of unique in its time period, and in a way that, you know, maybe I just realized we're not. We were supposed to go back to that the other route, but hopefully the lily pad will respawn if we go to this barrel. Maybe not. How do we get out of here? Where did we come from? Confused. I guess it was just here, and we can get the lily pad from here. That's probably why the barrel is blocked off, actually. Shit. Anyway, I just, you know, I think that the way you kind of explore the environment in this game is really cool, and I think the environments themselves are pretty cool and creatively designed, and the puzzles are like they make sense for how you explore the world. You know, it's not quite like I wouldn't say it's like a masterpiece or anything. Like a game like, you know, Link Between Worlds really plays with its mechanic and is changes the way you view everything about the world. But I feel like this game kind of like almost does an approximation of that, or at least like an earlier version of it, where you really like start to look at these environments differently because of the shrinking stuff. And you know, I will say like some of it is a little obvious. It's like you sometimes you have like these clearly designed pathways for when you're little, like when you're small, which I think in the town especially are pretty obvious. But the actual idea I still think is, you know, pretty, like it still achieves that effect of looking at the environment differently and seeing, oh, this is what I need to do this when I'm small, or like, you know, I need to figure out a way to shrink around this area. And I think that the fact that they're kind of obvious sometimes helps in that way too, because what's not obvious all the time, or at least like something you have to, it makes you like realize, oh, I have to look for a portal. So all this just to say is I think this game is pretty smartly designed, and I think its biggest shortcoming is it's a little small. The map is pretty small, which I feel like is a limitation of the hardware maybe, but it feels like significantly smaller than A Link to the Past, which obviously also ran on the Game Boy, so I don't know. Oh, here's another really cool thing that I like, is, you know, these normal everyday enemies and I feel like this is such an obvious choice to make, but these normal enemies suddenly are boss fights when you're small. And I think it's cool that you still have to like find a way, and you don't do it often because they're boss fights, but I think it's interesting that you interact with them in this way that, you know, you wouldn't really get with another Zelda, because you're like, I hit the wrong button, sorry. Because, you know, you could say like, oh well, there aren't any like unique bosses to the Minish world, but if there were unique bosses to the Minish world, it would be like you're not even small, you know. It's cool to see these, you know, these like giant things, and I think it's cool that it's like, oh, it could be like, you know, Kamek casts a spell on Bowser to make him really huge, and it's just like a normal sized enemy that's been made really huge. I think it's interesting that it's just the normal enemy, and you're doing so much less damage, and you're able to do so much less because of your size, and that's what makes it difficult. The enemy isn't, I feel like I'm saying obvious stuff, but the enemy isn't buffed. It's you that's you know, debuffed. And, you know, one thing I will say though is this game definitely does have the find an item in the dungeon, use it to defeat the boss, usually 3 times. But again, most Zeldas after Ocarina do, which is definitely not my favorite trope. And I think if you watch my Majora's Mask playthrough, I think that there was like that glimmer of hope that, you know, maybe we were going to do something different than that formula every time with the masks, because, you know, even though you use the masks to defeat the boss, and sometimes like an item, the fact that you are using them in combination sometimes, at least, and some of them don't even require the masks, to be fair. Like specifically just the first one, I guess. But, you know, the fact that it's this whole through line through the area, even to the boss, it's more interesting And because the masks are more versatile than, usually like the dungeon item, you kind of get this, it's not quite, I know exactly what I'm going to do. You spend this whole time getting good at using the mask and then using the mechanics of the mask that you've learned to fight the boss. And sometimes the way is like, it feels obvious because it's like the main thing the mask does, but sometimes it's just like, you get good at traversing using the mask, and that's how you have to defeat the boss, which I think is at least a lot cooler than just having an item. Sorry, we got the earth element. You can read it on the screen if you really want to. You have get a heart container too. Sorry, I think it's cool that it's not as obvious what it's going to be with the masks in theory, I guess. Whereas a weapon, it's just kind of this one note, and usually you can tell what you're going to need to do, right? Like, if you have the bow, you're usually going to need to shoot something in a big glowing eye. If you have, the bombs, it's probably going to be a Dodongo, and you're going to need to, or Dodongo equivalent, and you're going to need to throw bombs in its mouth. I don't like that formula, and I think what Majora's Mask does a good job of is still having that interesting through line for the dungeons, while also not feeling quite as limited and formulaic and predictable.
Ah, we've got the earth element. We must go tell the elder at once.
Alright. But it's been about 30 minutes, so we just finished our first dungeon, that's always good. And with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.